Did you know there are 2 reasons why leaders struggle? And they apply to all of us. After years of coaching senior leaders, I've noticed that no matter how complex a situation looks on the surface, it almost always comes down to one of 2 things. Either we make it about ourselves or we're attached to something. That's it. Simple, but not easy. So let's press pause and take a closer look. Not as an absolute truth, but as something for you to test in your own life. Because when you understand these 2 patterns, self and attachment, you start to see yourself more clearly, lead more effectively, and move through challenges with less resistance. Let's start with the struggles. Because once we can see how they show up, we can change how we respond. Again, as leaders, we struggle for 2 reasons. We make it about ourselves, meaning our ego, our fear, our need to be right, or we're attached to either an outcome, a plan, or even control. Struggle number 1, making it about ourselves. This one's tricky because it often hides behind good intentions. We want to help, we want to do well. But the moment we make it about our image, our need to be right, or how we're being perceived, we stop leading and we start protecting. Here's an example. The smartest person in the room. I coach an executive who felt responsible for having all the answers. Every meeting, he spoke first and last. His team had ideas, but rarely shared them. He wasn't trying to dominate. He just equated being valuable with being the voice of authority. When he started asking instead of answering, everything shifted. People leaned in, and he went from being listened to being followed. Here's another example. The well-intentioned fixer. Another leader I was coaching cared deeply about his team's success. Anytime someone struggled, he flew in to save the day. But his constant involvement wasn't helping. It was about his need to feel useful. When he stopped solving and started trusting, his team stepped up. He moved from rescuer to enabler, and that's when performance took off. The second struggle is attachment. Holding on too tightly to a result, a belief, or even an identity. When we're attached, we grip. And when we grip, we lose perspective. Here's an example. Attached to the outcome. I coached a leader obsessed with hitting a quarterly number. Every decision revolved around that one metric. What he didn't see was how his pressure created fear. His team played not to lose instead of playing to win. When he shifted his focus to what creates the result, developing people, improving systems, and communicating purpose, the numbers took care of themselves. The less he chased, the more they achieved. Here's another example. Attached to who we've been. Sometimes it's not a goal we're attached to. It's an old identity. Many leaders I've coached are still trying to protect the version of themselves that got them here. The driver, the doer, the problem solver. But leadership evolves. The role shifts from doing to enabling and knowing to growing. The moment we let go of who we were, we create space for who we can become. So when you notice yourself making it about you or holding on too tightly, that's your cue. That's the moment to press pause. Because awareness always comes before change. The pause creates space for a new choice. So how do we turn these struggles into strengths? Here's the truth. If we struggle because we make it about ourselves or because we're attached to something, then the way forward is to simply flip them. The equal opposites are simple. Make it about others and let go. Let me show you what that looks like. Here's an example. From self to others. Remember the executive who had to be the smartest person in the room? His meetings used to be one way. Him talking, others nodding. We press pause. He realized his value wasn't in having the answers, but in creating space for others to contribute. He stopped preparing answers and started preparing questions. That small flip changed everything. His team began offering solutions, challenging ideas, and taking ownership. The shift was simple, from making it about himself to making it about them. Here's another example, from attachment to letting go. And that leader chasing his quarterly target, he was gripping the outcome so tightly that his team felt the pressure in every conversation. We pressed pause again. He shifted from control to support. Instead of asking, are we on track? He started asking, what do you need from me to succeed? The moment he let go, the team relaxed, creativity came back, and performance went up. The shift from attachment to letting go, from pressure to partnership. When we make it about others, we create connection. When we let go, we create freedom. Together, those 2 shifts, connection and freedom, transform how we lead and how we live. So here's your press pause moment for the week. When things feel hard, when you're frustrated or tense, press pause and ask yourself, how am I making this about me Or, what am I holding on to? Then try the flip and ask yourself, how can I make this about others? Or, what do I need to let go of? Don't just believe me, test it. Try it in a meeting, a conversation, or even at home. Watch what changes when you make it about others and release what you can't control. That's what Press Pause with Paulson is about. Stepping back long enough to see what's really going on beneath the surface. Because that's where real leadership begins. If this message was helpful, share it with someone who needs a pause. Thank you for watching. And don't forget, enjoy.